78% of suicide rates worldwide are men. What can we do to help them? Destroy the idea that men are supposed to somehow shoulder the burden more than women. I'm truly envious of very few things, but I wish that I could be as emotionally honest with my men friends as women are with each other. Stop saying man up and stuff like that to them. Just 'cause you got a penis don't mean you can't get helped. Depression is hard to deal with because you don't want to burden anyone with something that takes a long time to get over, and even then it returns after you thought you got over it. Not only do I need emotional support, I need constant positive physical support. I need a hug at most times. When I am deep in depression, I need a long cuddle with my pillows pretending it is a person with great patience, kindness and tolerance. Not saying man up, especially from a young age. We stop calling their Chris for help attention seeking. Let them express emotions without calling them gay and shame them for dealing with it in a toxic way. Instead of boys will be boys. Tell them to be more open about their feelings and ask for help if they need it. Less stigma about going and seeing a therapist. As well as making it easier and cheaper for people to have one. Having someone who is completely impartial, and who is bound by law to keep your shit confidential, allows you to speak freely about what's bothering you without the worry of anyone else knowing is huge. Stop telling boys to man up when they talk about their feelings or how they're struggling to cope. Actually listen to them. Stop telling us we're privileged just because we work hard. Also, understand that just because we don't express emotions like women do doesn't mean we don't express emotions. I know this will get buried, but I really want people to know. Ask the men in your life how they're doing. Don't tell them they're too emotional, or that they can tough through whatever is going on. Listen to them and remind them how important they are to you. My best friend committed suicide last year. His friend's mom told me that he was over-emotional and was the girl of the relationship when I was friends with her family years ago. I was the only person in his life who he felt comfortable sharing his thoughts and feelings with because I didn't judge him for being sad and needing a shoulder to cry on. He always told me that I was really cool, and it was just because I was there when he needed me and I let him tell me how he felt, completely uncensored. He had a lot of problems that could have been resolved if he felt like he could get help without being bullied by his friends, and I know he is at peace now. If my love for him could have saved him though, he would still be here. The crazy thing is, everyone else in his life said they didn't know how bad he felt or that it could get to this point. But I knew because I asked and I listened. Rest easy, Isaac. You were the best person to ever walk into my life. Stop saying man up and help. I think it's important to point out that this statistic reflects completed suicides only. Women are about 1.5 times more likely to attempt suicide than men. I'm not trying to take away that this is a serious problem for men, just trying to make sure we're not skewing the interpretation of the data and recognizing it's a huge mental health crisis for both genders. Suck their dick. Maybe we should just reconsider how we think of suicide. Instead of calling it selfish, call it what it is. Taking yourself out is the ultimate expression of self-agency and personal autonomy. A lot of people also call it cowardly, but it takes more will to go through with than most of us could muster. How about not use terms like man up when we're dealing with some difficult emotions, as it implies one is less of a man for having said emotions? Or how about stop generalizing this idea that men are supposed to be certain things like strong, fearless, etc. Just a thought. Not expect them to be emotionless for the sake of being manly. Statistically speaking, men are more likely to use more lethal means, like a gun, to attempt suicide than women, hence why they succeed in committing suicide more often. Mental health is a problem for everyone as society, at least in the USA. I can't speak as well to elsewhere, is literally created to make us miserable, so we buy things we don't need and constantly working. For men specifically, at least in the USA, there is a huge stigma regarding showing emotion or appearing weak. This contributes to poor mental health and a sense of hopelessness, which may lead to attempting, and possibly completing, suicide. So how can we help? Normalize men sharing emotion and talking about struggles. Challenge societal pressures to act a certain way and look a certain way. Fight for change that doesn't require everyone to basically kill themselves working so they can have healthy leisure time. Encourage close, intimate, platonic relationships with others. Straight men tend to rely on significant others for intimacy. Fight hate. Challenge bigotry. Increase access to mental health care. Challenge stigma. None of us can make this change alone. We need to work together. Try to less laugh and make fun of men who cry or men who expose emotions other than the usual wrath/offness and so on. Abolish the patriarchy. Stop saying that straight, white males are the most racist within society. Teach young boys it's okay to cry and express their emotions or ask for help. I promise if any of my guys' friends opened up and told me they were having a hard time, I'd be there for them, but not a single one ever has. Plenty of my girlfriends but never the guys. And I highly doubt they are all doing great all the time. That being said, for older guys who are already here and conditioned, checking in and showing genuine concern is the best I know how to do. Honestly, men are not allowed to be men anymore. The way they look, dress, talk, sit. Men have been made to feel like it is offensive to be masculine. I am here to tell you that this toxic masculinity garbage will kill off the species. That sensitive, caring guy friend of yours from work isn't going to put a transmission in your car, Karen. Value us as human beings instead of punching bags and pieces of shit. I won't hold my breath. Give them all the stress relieve sex they need. Get rid of radical feminism and radical left ideology. Demonizing men is making the problem worse. Switch the fucking focus of gender equality off women to the fucking exclusion of all else. Yeah, start with that. Destroy feminism. Men are the only ones with the balls to do it. We should give them props. Suicide ain't easy to pull off, not even joking. Change gender norms. Now obviously that's a cultural shift that isn't really easy to just do, but really that's a huge part of why men can't cope with their goddamn feelings. Sometimes it can be hard to keep up expectations. Guys can't cry in front of people, but crying helps stress since the tears carry away the hormones responsible for stress. Also, there is a reason therapy exists. Talking to people can help things that you've kept balled up inside you. I doesn't have to be a therapist, just find someone you trust and tell them about what's going on. Stop it and get some help. Stop telling us you love us for years, when you don't. Stop telling men they're evil because they're men. Stop saying being a man or manly is a problem. Most of the complaints of boys being boys are just bad behaviors. Stop blaming them for everything done to them. Recognize that toxic behavior is a human problem, not just a men's problem. Make shelters for men, help them and not laugh when they seek mental help. Women already have enough. 1. Emotions equals healthy and good. Reinforce this culturally. Ties into number 2 and number 6 too. Bro friendships need to be emotionally supportive. 3. Raise the minimum wage. 4. Lower the standard work week from 40, it's really 42.5 to 45, to 30 to 35. 5. Encourage a diverse body of hobbies so that everyone finds something that clicks with them. 6. Universal healthcare that includes therapy. 7. Reduce access to guns. Sorry Second Amendment folks, but statistics don't bear out the old if they want to kill themselves, they'll find a way saying. Suicide is most often an act of passion after a bad day, decided upon 5 to 60 minutes before the act itself. Every roadblock on those days helps prevent suicide. 8. Look for signs of depression, inquire about someone's day, remind them that you're there, ask them if they're okay. 9. If possible, have a buddy system with someone you know to be depressed. Put them into a routine that they want to be in. Gym membership, board game night, movie night, anything that gives them something consistent to anchor to. That's also a healthy social outlet. I just wish I didn't feel so damn alone. Whether I am around strangers, friends, or family, I just feel isolated. Different. I'm sure it doesn't help that I am a strange/awkward person.